Hey guys, Frosty Knives here again with another book review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the third offering in Robert McCammon's library, the third book that he published, and that is the 1980s The Night Boat. Second one that was written, this is the third one that was published again by Avon Books, published in the summer of 1980 and clocking in at 260 pages. So it's a short offering. And as far as horror novels go, this one is as simple, as straightforward as simple gets. This is about a German U-boat that was sunk in 1942, laid on the bottom of the ocean for 40 years, came back up, was raised back up to the surface, and the crew is still alive, dead, mummies, zombies, that they're zombies, Nazi zombies in the U-boat, and they land on a small village on a small island off the coast of Jamaica, and havoc ensues. This is about as simple and straightforward as a horror book or horror movie can get. Think of The Fog, think of The Thing, think of zombies attacking a village and devouring people, and that's about as much as you get. This is about as deep as a child's wading pool. Not to say that it's necessarily bad. It's just a very simple story, and compared to all of the rest of the other books that McCammon has put out, this isn't one of his stronger novels. As a matter of fact, I actually enjoyed Bethany's Sin more than I enjoyed reading this one. For a campy, pulpy, straightforward horror novel, you think it would be easy to write and easy to execute. But this one does manage to have a couple of flaws in it that made the book hard, even with the short length, to get through. Number one, the characters were fairly one-dimensional. They weren't very fleshed out. A couple of the main characters were pretty much cut out cardboard copies of people you've seen before, except with very less interesting backstories. I'm pretty sure the main character's wife and child drowned at a boating accident, although you don't really find that out until the last 10 pages of the novel. This book is heavily weighted down with jargon, which is good. That shows that Robert McCammon has actually did his research on submarines and German U-boats and German boats of the time. And you can tell by reading this that he did a lot of research on U-boats. So much research that it almost feels like you're reading a technical manual on submarines more than you are reading a horror novel about submarines. It can get a bit jargony, it can get a bit technical, and he goes into a lot of depth and a lot of talk about the submarines and how they operate and how they're made and how they're built and what goes where and all the parts and the pieces, and you tend to glaze over a little bit on that, and it's a large portion of the book that you're reading about German U-boats and how they were made. The ending was a bit contrived. I will say that the book ends rather abruptly. It's really odd. You get to the last chapter is the final battle with the U-boat, and then as soon as the battle is over and the U-boat is sunk, 4 paragraphs later, the book ends. Just ends. There's the battle, there's the sinking of the U-boat, there's a couple of paragraphs of the survivors bobbing along in the water, and then that's it. And then you're done. Roll the credits, pull the curtain up, it's all over. It ends very abruptly. You'd think there'd be more of wrap-up about what went on in the village, but no, just battle and done and call it a day. And it felt like there should have been more to that. And the zombies that are in this, I don't even want to call them zombies because they some of them talk. Well, one of them talks, which is a little bit weird, but in addition to devouring the humans, in addition to devouring the living people, they also are quite adept at putting the submarine together. And it's hard to swallow that dead 40-year-old Nazi soldier zombie things are able to actually repair a 40-year-old German U-boat. Like, they actually rebuild it and get it back out into the ocean and into the sea and get it working and moving. And they're supposed to be zombies. And last I knew, zombies didn't have fine motor skills anymore, much less have the knowledge and the ability to put a U-boat back together. But they did in this book. Not one of McCammon's better offerings. I just barely finished it, and I had to just pop out a quick review on it because it took me a lot longer to read this than it should have, and I think it was because of the jargon and the listless characters and the crazy villains. About a story about zombies and U-boats and Nazi soldiers seems like a good idea, but it just wasn't well executed, and I give this book a 2 out of 5 stars. It could have been better. I think Bethany's Sin was a lot better. And if you really want a good story about Nazis, because Robert McCammon loves to write about Nazis, go pick up The Wolf's Hour. That is a good book about Nazis. This one, not so much. All right, guys. Well, there's my quick review of Robert R McCammon's The Night Boat from 1980. And once again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, thumb it up. If you don't, thumb it down. Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies. And as always, we will see you in the next review.